Hello and welcome to today's broadcast. Today we are going to be talking about aging successfully and what I like to call the trifecta to aging successfully, which is fasting long, feasting well, and training smart. But today we're going to focus on the mindset of aging successfully and why it is that we have to make sure we have the correct mindset going into the aspects of creating decisions so that we are in control of how we are aging. So welcome if you are joining us. My name is Diane. I'm the creator of the online course and community, Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman. And here on our Mondays and Wednesdays broadcast, we get together and have a community discussion about some things that are affecting us as aging women in today's society. And today we will be talking about the decision that we make to age successfully. If you're joining us on YouTube and you haven't already hit that subscribe button, please take a second to do so, and then make sure that you hit that bell notification so that you will be notified when we either go live or upload these as a broadcast. And if you are joining us on Facebook, we always appreciate it if you will hit that like button. And then I have also sent out on my email ways that you can make sure that your Facebook is set up for notifications to receive from us as well. And with that being said, we have links in both YouTube and Facebook for you to get on our wait list for our August Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman course, and just to get on our email list in general. That is where we keep everyone in our community abreast of everything that we have going on. So before we get too deep into today's discussion, I want to just bring up a couple of key concepts to what aging successfully really does mean for us. So there are three components to aging successfully. One is being in good health, low risk of disease, and low risk of any kind of disability type of situations that would limit your ability to just function through your life. Another aspect of aging successfully is high mental and physical abilities. So making sure that we are keeping our mental health in check, and then also making sure that we have the ability to physically move about our day and participate in our life. And then the third one is active engagement with your life. And we talk about that here a lot, especially for us women. My goal with everything I teach is to empower you to have the opportunity to wake up every single day knowing that you're doing the things and making the decisions so that you can look and feel your best and live your most authentic life. And I personally feel that that is the best approach that we can take, and the best way for us to measure if we are making the decisions that we need to make sure that we are aging successfully. So fun fact, the definition of elderly, or the age that is identified as someone who's elderly, is 65. 65. That to me is not elderly. That to me, and especially with a lot of the women we have here in our community, I know a lot of you personally, you are far from elderly at the age of 65. So what can we do to make sure we don't fit definitions of elderly, or that we can proactively start making some lifestyle changes so that we can in fact age successfully? And we can make sure that as we're going through this aging process and as we're entering into this new season, that we are in control of how we are aging so that we don't have to fit any of these definitions. So I talk here a lot about fasting long, feasting well, and training smart. And let me tell you why I think that that is the trifecta for aging successfully. We know through the definition of what aging successfully is, making sure that you're in good health, that you're low risk of disease, you don't have any kind of aging disabilities that are creeping up, you have good mental health, that you have the ability to be actively engaging in your life, really does start with what's going on in our body chemically and how we might be just breaking down inside. And I know for myself included, just 5 years ago, I was battling pre-diabetic states and my memory was going away. So I was not aging very successfully. Incorporating fasting really did allow me to have the opportunity to consciously change what was going on in my body chemically, and allowed me the opportunity to reverse a lot of these age-related diseases such as diabetic states and cognitive decline. And you do that through the process of allowing your body to, one, heal itself, and two, just drain out a lot of the things that we have built up and stored stored up over time, which is causing our body to not function the way it was designed. So oftentimes aging is just a process of your body's inability to function the way it used to, right? So the way my body was functioning at the age of 30 changed when I turned into my late 40s because of the inability for my body to function as it did in my younger years. So fasting long allows us that opportunity to reverse a lot of those diseases that just tend to creep up on us because our body is slowly breaking down. Feasting well. Why is that an important component to aging successfully? Because we need to start making very conscious decisions about how we look and feel based on the decisions that we are making around food. And when we wake up in the morning and the first thing that goes into our mind is how regretful we feel or how guilty we feel about food decisions we made the day before, we cannot wake up looking and feeling our best. And when we start our day feeling a little bummed out about how we fed ourselves or how those food choices are affecting us and how we're showing up for ourselves, there's no way that we can show up in the other aspects that we need to make sure that we're aging successfully, because we're going to be depressed, we're going to feel frustrated, we're not going to have any self-confidence, we're not going to be able to move about our day the way we want to because we won't have the energy that we need. So it is very important that as we are going through this aging process, to age successfully, we need to stay conscious and we need to pay attention to those signs and signals that our body is sending us, letting us know that the decisions that we are making are not working for us. And we need to make sure that we're diligent enough to do the work to figure out what food decisions are working for us, so that the signs and signals that we are getting are proving to us that we are in fact aging successfully. And then training smart. We want to make sure that we can actively engage in our life on a daily basis and be active participants with the people that we love and the people that we are spending the most time with. One of the biggest ways to age quickly is just be inactive. We lose our cognitive ability, we lose our mobility, and we can really start feeling that decline happening way faster than it should have. And that's probably why that age 65 is considered elderly. For a lot of people, that's that time in their life where maybe they just unconsciously become very sedentary. I had that big eye-opening reality for myself when I started wearing a fitness tracker. And even though I'm a health and fitness coach, and even though I'm a running coach, and even though I do all of these things to coach other people about how to live a healthy and active life for themselves, most of that is done sitting in a chair. And I really had to be honest with myself about my own sedentary habits and lifestyles that I was just naturally falling into because I no longer had to chase kids, or I was no longer running around with kids picking them up and dropping them off. And outside of my own exercise, I was really living a sedentary life. And so we want to make sure that we are training smart. And when I use the word training, I don't want you to think that you're training for a marathon, or you're training for a tennis match, or you're training for a specific athletic event. I want you to think about training for your life moving into the future. And what are some of the things that you visualize or dream about doing as you get to this stage of life where hopefully you have maybe some more resources available to you to vacation or spend time with grandkids or run around with your adult children and their families, and train for those events. And how do you do that? You have to wake up every morning feeling like you've made decisions that allow you to look and feel your best and live your most authentic life. You want to be able to get out of bed and move about your day. You want to be able to get some workouts in, or go for a walk, or not be stressed out or feel anxious about an opportunity to go run around in a park with your grandkids, or spend a vacation somewhere where maybe walking is a fun mode of transportation, or whatever it is you vision for yourself in the future. Aging successfully is a very conscious and deliberate mindset that we all must actively engage in on an everyday basis. If you passively go through this season, you will be frustrated. You will start to lose a lot of the things that you've probably dreamt about when you reach this point in your life. I say this all the time here, that everything that I do with my health and with my fitness and with my fasting and with my feasting and all of the decisions that Michael and I make in our life today as aging people is based on how we see ourselves as grandparents with our grandkids we don't have yet. And I do not want to be one of those grandmothers that is not able to run through the park with my grandkids, or not be able to play at the beach with my grandkids, or not be able to actively participate in the things that they're excited about because I didn't take care of myself. So aging successfully is a very conscious and proactive type of mindset. The decisions that we make today will determine how well we age moving through this season of life that we're in. 3 things that I truly believe that will help us in this decision-making process to age successfully are fasting long to reset our body chemistry so that we can process the decisions that we're making in a day and allow our body to have the opportunity to heal itself and reset ourselves back to those younger years. The second thing is feasting well. We have to understand that there are just some foods today that we are no longer able to tolerate. And once you identify those foods, it's very simple to exchange in some foods that your body can tolerate better. And the way you do that is by listening to those signs and signals that your body is sending you. And the third thing is training smart. Training for the future life that you want to have in the body that you're living in. How active do you see yourself, and how much do you want to be able to show up and be part of the lifestyle that you want to be in with the people that you love? So aging successfully is something that we can all do. We just have to make sure that we're defining it for ourselves, and then make sure that we have the things in place so that we can act it out. I personally do not want to fit the definition of an elderly person at the age of 65. I want someone to look at me and redefine what elderly is, because I want to make sure that I am doing everything that I can to live the life that I want to live in the season that I'm in, aging it successfully. And I hope the same thing for you as well. So if you have any questions or comments, or you're in our community and you feel like you are making the decisions to age successfully for yourself, practicing fasting long, feasting well, and training smart for your future, please leave those in the comment section. I'm going to go ahead and open up the discussion today for our community. I'll answer any questions you guys have and acknowledge you being here. And for those of you who are watching this on the rebroadcast, always feel free to leave those comments for me. I do go back and I watch all of these videos, and I make sure that I respond to all your questions and comments as well. I know not everyone can be here live with us, so I always make sure that I spend a little time to acknowledge you for taking the time to spend with us, even if it's after the fact. And again, for those of you who want information about these courses that we teach here, the Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging course will start again August 1st. And then if you are struggling a little bit with figuring out what training smart means for you, we do have an online course available. It is called the F3 course, Fasting, Feasting, and Fitness, the Trifecta to Aging Successfully, which will help you work through a little bit of this mindset training so that you can establish a healthy lifestyle for yourself, so that you can have all the things that you want moving into your future as well. All the links are available in the comment section. Even at 65 is elderly, that's young. Girlfriend, I felt the same way when I thought that. I gasped a little bit and I thought, no, we are not going to fall into that stereotype of elderly. We are going to definitely redefine that. I feel like the best years for me are totally ahead of me. And so we are going to do a lot of work here in this community so that the next time we look up what the definition of elderly, they will have to have updated that, because we are not going to fit into that at all. So we're gonna fight that all the way. Deborah, November 2019 grad. I live in Michigan and we are getting out of lockdown finally, and no weight gain. Of course you didn't gain any weight, girlfriend. You did the work, you showed up for yourself, and you made sure that the reason you do things is for your future. And so I'm super proud of you for not feeling like you have to make up for lost time, despite the things that were going on outside of you that were probably not so much in your control. Valerie, November 2019 grad, take her class. I'm healthier than I've ever been in a decade because of her lifestyle coaching. Oh, Valerie, thank you so much. You always have the best comments. I appreciate you. Yvonette, really enjoying your June 2020 class, learning so much. Thank you for your knowledge. Yeah, girlfriend, you're welcome. You guys are almost done with week 1 already. Friday, close out week 1 and we start week 2, and you guys are all doing great. So keep up the good work, and keep those fasting windows in there. Before you know it, you'll be easing your way through that 20-hour fasting window for sure. And then Kelly, just missed you. Hope I can watch this. Yeah, for sure, girlfriend. It's on the replay. You can just come back to the YouTube channel. And these videos I'm going to send out in an email this weekend, so you can easily find them there as well. Karen, I love how you explained training smart, training for your future. I look at my mom who isn't able to move around very easily, and she is inspiration to keep me going. Grandparenting is the best. Oh, girlfriend, good for you for enjoying that grandparenting aspect. We can't wait, I know, in our life. And yeah, you know, it is sad. I think that our parents' generation just thought differently about, you know, taking care of their body in that physical sense. I know in my house, I'm the only one who exercises to this day. And I can see that as well. My grandmother was an avid gardener. She was always on the move. She was constantly moving, and she kept her ability to move around the way she wanted to in her life all the way through, you know, her mid-90s. So I use that as inspiration as well. And that's why I say, like, when you think about training smart, it doesn't have to be, you know, that you're doing an athletic event, quote unquote. Gardening, you know, cleaning your house, you know, carrying in your groceries, walking up and down the stairs several times a day as opposed to collecting a pile at the bottom. You know, all of those things count as mobility. And so what you want to do is you just want to make sure that you're being very aware of how much time you're just sitting idle and doing nothing, and what ways can you fit in keeping your body moving. Because I know I want to be able to carry in my groceries. I don't have to wait for anybody to do that for me. I want to be able to move furniture around in my own house when I want something moved. I want to be able to get the thing off the top shelf if I need it and not have to wait for someone to come help me. And I also want to make sure that if I fall down, I can get up. So how do I make sure that I have the ability to do that as I age? I have to keep practicing those things every single day, so that in the event life shows up for me in that way, I'm ready because I've been practicing and preparing my body for that. So don't overthink what training smart is. Think about how it is you want to be able to physically show up for yourself, and then you train for that. And that will help a lot of us who have that mindset around exercise as being such a bad thing. Anita, in your June class, thanks for all the information. Girlfriend, you are super welcome. Donna, August 2018 grad. Girlfriend, thanks for coming back to hang out with us. You're almost in that 2-year mark. I think we call those our OGs, right, Michael? Mm-hmm. And then Anita, just moved my furniture around today. Girlfriend, good for you. Yeah, we want that ability, right? So, you know, that's why I do push-ups. That's why I do planks. That's why I do, you know, my running. Y'all, I just ran a 5K today in under 30 minutes. This 54-year-old right here. And I thought my outside running days were over. So, and that's just because I've been training, right? I'm monitoring my heart rate. I keep pushing myself outside of my comfort zone, and things get better the more consistent you are with this type of mindset over time, and really building up your stamina so that, like I said, when life happens, are you ready, right? So everything that we're doing on a daily basis to make sure that we're aging successfully is practice in case life happens to us and we're not expecting it. So when we think about it that way, it does take a lot of the pressure off, and it does make it more of a fun challenge than a chore or a punishment of exercise, for sure. Sherry Girl, yay, my first live with you on Facebook, current student and loving your course, sharing with everyone so they can get in the next class. Awesome, Sherry. Just remember, our Sherry Girl, remember, we don't do it until August, so make sure they get on the wait list for sure. Sue, loving our June class. Good to have you with us, girlfriend. Teresa, elderly at age 65. Ha, not me. I know, girlfriend, I gasped. I literally gasped when I saw that number, and I told Michael, I'm like, Michael, guess what elderly is? Guess what age elderly is? I told him 65. He couldn't believe it either. So those are probably just outdated. That's just outdated information. Thanks to what I've learned in your courses, I'm much younger at age 62 than I was at 52. September 2018 grad in Texas. Yeah, Teresa's our OG for sure. And yeah, we should be able to reverse aging in a sense, because once we know what causes aging, and then we have a choice on whether we want to accept it or choose a different path, then we have the ability to reverse it. And I have to say, there's so many women in this community who are proving that to be true. I know for myself it's true. I felt really old at 48, and at 54 I feel nowhere near old at all. And so we have to just make sure that we're defining what that means for us. And then, like I said, it's a choice. Do you accept it or do you change it? And I think that's where the real power is. Kat, I'm really enjoying your videos and message. June 2020 class IF is the best. Yes, it is, girlfriend. And like I said, you guys are almost done with week 1, so you are on the home stretch. Lori, March 2020 grad, current mindset student. Yeah, Lori, I'll see you tomorrow night for our call. It's going to be great. Jody, mindset is so important. It is for sure. Mindset is everything, you guys. And that's why here in this community, I don't talk a lot about, you guys know, meal plans. I don't talk a lot about counting calories. I don't talk about any of those kind of things, because none of that really matters if you haven't bought into the why you're doing what you're doing. And once you buy into the why you're doing what you're doing, and you have really clear objectives to what you're trying to achieve, and they're based on the mindset of how you want to live your life, then none of those things will matter to you anymore. You don't have to count calories. You don't have to chase down meal plans. You don't have to have someone tell you how to eat. You've already made those decisions for yourself because it's important to you. And that's really what we need to focus on. We've done all that in the past, and it doesn't make us very happy people. And one of the concepts of aging successfully is how healthy we are in our mental aspect of things. How happy are we with our lives? How in control and empowered do we feel about the decisions we're making? And that is an aspect of aging successfully. It's not just about, how few wrinkles we have or what our skin looks like. It's what goes on up here is really going to determine the success that we have with aging. And so we have to have that mental health aspect of it factored in first and foremost, and everything else is easy because then you're not going to be in a battle with yourself. So thanks so much for saying that. Christy from Missouri, April 2018 alumni. These 2018 grads, Michael, they're coming in strong today. We appreciate you guys being here. Sherry girl, looking forward to my birthday dinner. Won't have any regrets. Yeah, girlfriend, you own that birthday dinner. When you're at a birthday dinner, why would you ever make a decision to consume something at a birthday dinner that's going to have you feeling the next day like you wish you didn't have a birthday? Like, we should be so grateful for every birthday that we have, and just go into a birthday dinner, whether it's something that you're doing for yourself or someone else is doing for you, owning how you want to look and feel. That's how you show up authentic for yourself. Don't let anybody else determine that for you. You make the decisions knowing what you work best at, right? And how you show up for yourself your best, and then you let other people do their thing, and then you just walk out of that birthday dinner owning all the decisions you made, girlfriend. I can't wait to hear how that went for you. Yvonne, August 2017. I wish we had a prize.
True OG.
I wish we had a prize for the oldest OG. Oldest meaning the longest in the community, nothing to do with elderly at all. Yvonne is doing awesome. She's really big in the plant-based world and does some plant-based coaching, I think, over there as well. So we always love having you, and my girl has some legs that you guys would not believe. Yvonne has some gorgeous legs. So she's taking really good care of herself. And then Lori, 66 years young, not elderly, laugh out loud. Yeah, Lori is far from elderly, and she definitely is past the definition. So we need to redefine that definition, because Lori is definitely the epitome of youth, health, and happiness for sure. So glad to have you guys with us. Okay, so Yvonne, thanks so much for checking in with us. 2017 girlfriend, and all my 2018 grads. And then, of course, where's my 2019 people? Yeah, they're not here today. And then, of course, my current June 2020 people. We love having you here as well. Keep in that coursework every single day. Remember, is a progression of what we're building on inside of our course. So make a decision. How do you want to age? Create a plan for yourself. Design what that looks like for yourself in your mind, and then make it happen. You know, the 3 tools that we use here to make sure that we are all aging successfully is fasting long enough to make sure we're not suffering from age-related diseases, feasting well enough to make sure that you are happy and healthy with the food choices that you're making, and then training smart so that you can show up for your life the way you physically want to show up for that life. And you guys, it's really that simple. The biggest battle is how it is that we're defining that for ourselves in our head. So make sure that you're working on that. For my midlife mindset shift course members, remember we're meeting tomorrow night on Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for our live coaching and Zoom call. So I can't wait to have you guys in there. And then, like I said, make sure you get on our email list so you'll be notified of anything else that we have going on. I will list these 2 videos in my weekly email to our community as well, so you can go back and watch them if you want. Anything else, Michael, I need to say?
I think that's it.
Awesome. Okay, thanks for joining me. We will see you guys back here on Monday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. As always, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section. I'll circle back around and get them answered for you. Have a good weekend, you guys.